Awesome. Good to see you guys. We'll have a few more people trickling here. Uh, this is going to be a special call because this was a big shout out to everyone who wanted to jump on and do the 21-day trek. Right? I had no clue what to call it. I just came up with the 21-day trek to your soul because this is there's some items on there that you can tick off the list that you can remind yourself throughout the day so that when you have a particular focus, you can remember who you really are. And as I'm studying books like this, the Tao Te Ching, as I'm studying books from Wayne Dyer and Eckhart Tolle and all these really cool people, I'm starting to realize, I don't know if you guys are realizing as well, but there's so many things in business, so many courses, so many teachers, so many marketing tactics, tools, and strategies that are built from ego and that drive our ego. And it's all it's all beautiful, right? There's just as much spirit there is in ego as in anything, but it's important to be mindful because if you believe those stories coming from the ego, that's what leads to all the fears, doubts, and frustrations, right? So I'm becoming more and more aware of where I'm being driven by ego, where where I'm being attached to certain stories and certain beliefs. And you will feel this in yourself when you feel like I need to succeed in order to be happy, or I need something externally to happen in order to feel enough, or I need something to happen externally in order for me to feel how I want to feel internally, right? Or I need to go out there and I need to achieve what I want to achieve so that I can get the love that I want to feel. And all these particular stories and all these particular beliefs are like fueled by business, marketing tactics, tools, and strategies, and our idea of success is ego driven in the way that we have particular beliefs on the way things should or shouldn't be, right? And so I thought I'd put together some items that have really helped me in channeling my focus, in channeling a lot of reminders for me to remind myself who and what I really am. And I thought I'd put together all of those in a particular challenge for all of you. And then we'll together as a bit of a tribe, as a bit of a community, in a way for us to support each other. Obviously, in this day and age, support, love, and kindness is needed more than ever. And so that's why I thought it'd be really cool for us to not only tick these off the list and remind ourselves throughout the day of who and what we really are, but to also build that support and that sort of camaraderie between us so that we can have that love and support and reminders of who we are throughout the week. And as you guys know, with much of my content, the idea here is to build your success, so build a successful business as a byproduct of who you're being. Trust me, if you go down these lists, because I've written them down here, in terms of focusing on serving people, realizing your patterns, right? Releasing yourself from the emotional patterns that are coming up, all those different things. When you resolve a lot of those, when you become more and more aware of those patterns, trust me, success flows as a byproduct, right? It's almost like the universe knows you're now safe for things to come to you because you now don't need them in order to feel enough. It's crazy how it works. Don't ask me how, but this is just what I found, and this is what all my clients are finding as well. So let's take a moment to just breathe. I know a lot of you probably haven't done that throughout the week, but take some time to breathe and just feel. Take some time to feel what it is in your body, any sensations, vibrations, any tension, any areas of relaxation. Just breathe and feel what you feel internally. It's on these calls, it's in this group where we remind ourselves to look inward. As I drink my green tea. And as you pay attention to the physical sensations in your body, You may want to pay attention to the emotions that are coming up, right? Emotions of worry, of fear, of doubt, frustration, of joy, bliss, happiness. What are the emotions that are residing? What are the emotions that you weren't picking up on before? What are the emotions that were unconscious? What are the emotions and the patterns and the thoughts that you hadn't noticed before? And notice it. Start to be the observer of it. Be the observer of everything that's going on in your body right now. The thoughts that are coming up, the emotions that are coming up, the physical sensations in your body. And the more you can be, the more you can notice them, the more you can realize you're the observer of them. Right? You're not your emotions, you're not your thoughts, you're not even your body. You're the one, you're the consciousness that's observing that, right? So just breathe, just feel. If you want to share in the chat just quickly, what is it that you feel? Is it a particular emotion? Is it a particular sensation? Do you notice any particular thoughts? So Jennifer says calmness. Awesome. Jennifer also says, I had a big reminder of these past few days. Yeah, totally. And we'll get into that as we go through the items. So Christy, I notice it feels like I'm in running mode. How many of us feel like we're in running mode? We're either trying to get somewhere or trying to run away from something. Mark says stress levels are high. Awesome, feel that. Barbara says calm, excited, and tingling. Awesome. Michelle says anxious a little bit, and also thankful for the time with my kids. Can you teach my mum how to be thankful for the time with your kids? That would be awesome. Now, the best part of this is when you're observing, you're also allowing, right? Notice there can be two sides of you. Well, there can actually be three sides of you. There's one side of you that's coming up, that's feeling these emotions, that's observing these thoughts. And then there may be another you who has a judgment about what's coming up. Wendy Sharp says, hey, I'm very thankful for the time I spend with my kids. I like to think so. So feel that, feel whatever's coming up, and notice there may be a side of you that's coming up in the form of fear, doubt, worry, in the form of calmness, happiness, anxious, grateful. And then notice there may be a side of you that also has a judgment about that, a judgment about that pattern that says, I should feel this more often. I shouldn't be feeling this. I should have this changed. This should be fixed. And notice that side of you. And then be the third you who's just the observer of everything. This is a deep layer of awareness. But when you can start noticing your patterns and then noticing your judgments of the patterns, it'll separate you even more to a space where you can actually just observe everything that's happening. You can hold a safe space for everything that's emerging. And it's in that space where you'll allow them to transcend. This is how you transcend fear. This is how you transcend any pattern that's emerging. And what's left when you transcend those patterns is a space of creativity and flow and alignment. You can start to follow your heart. You can start to take your leaps. So let me just make sure everyone has the right link. It's normally after these calls, I just have all these messages like, where's the link? Is the call happening yet? So this is what we can raise awareness to. It's the patterns that are emerging within us, noticing we are not those patterns, and remembering who we really are. Like we're the observer of them. So that's what I wanted to highlight in these items that we can tick off. Maybe we can come up with a better word than item, but I'm looking to co-create with you guys on this to see how we can test and tweak it, how it can evolve, how we can invite more people or add some more value in different ways. But this is the key point, is just to raise more and more and more awareness to your patterns so that you can build your business or whatever you're doing at the moment in terms of your goals from a space of consciousness, right? A space that's more conscious, a space that's not driven by ego. Ego will still be part of it. Ego is still a beautiful part of all of us, but it's not driven by ego, right? It's driven by something. It's driven by consciousness, by love, right? By joy, whatever it is you want to be running the show. So I do have the group chat, right? So many of you are in the group chat. That's the messenger. I think I might have that messenger mostly for you guys to say hi, and mostly for a conversational, or mostly for reminders, or if there's anything else that I want to throw out there in terms of extra value for you guys, if I create a PDF or something like that, or I jump on another call. So there'll be reminders for you guys in there, in the messenger chat. The Facebook group is where we can post our insights, our breakthroughs, our ideas, invite people for accountability, all those different things. The Facebook group will be for that. So feel free to create as many posts as you want, explaining what you've been doing, the breakthroughs, the insights, the ideas, right? Maybe things you're struggling with, maybe people you want to partner with, or all those different things. The Facebook group will be for all of that. And the chat will mostly be for reminders and updates and added value in terms of things that might go in my mind. But in terms of today, what is it that you're looking to tick off? So for the next 21 days, it's ticking off 3 of those items out of the 7 every day. So it's looking through and saying, okay, I just need to do 3 of them. And what that'll do is help me become more conscious, right? More conscious, so that I'm not pushed to make something happen, but I'm being pulled, right? Pulled by my heart, by increasing my consciousness, and by by being led by who I really am. So number 1 was a clear one for me, and that's find 3 people to help and serve. Every single time I'm in this group or doing calls like this, or every time I'm doing some outreach to you guys, I'm always asking myself, I'm like, how can I serve? How may I serve? And you can feel that in you. If you were to right now just take a breath and think about the question, how may I serve? What difference can I make today, tonight, the rest of this week, for my audience, for the partner I'm hanging out with tonight, for my family? How may I serve? What difference can I make? What example can I be? Can you sense in you the big difference? Right? This is a big part of this book. I don't know if you guys know of the Tao Te Ching. It's written over 2,000 years ago. I think it was 2,500 years ago, and it's been named the most wise book ever assembled. And so many pieces in there help you remember. The more you serve, the more you're fulfilled. If you're looking at what you can get, focus on how you can help others get that, and things will just flow to you. The more you serve, the more you contribute, the more difference you're focusing on making. So the book, Diana, is the Tao Te Ching. And a few people are messaging me here, and it's set to all panelists, so you guys can't see their chat. But it's called the Tao Te Ching. I can send you guys I can send you guys some links if you would like. But it's really, really cool. Very, very wise. And I'm looking to bring this sort of thing like Taoism and Buddhism and all these ancient texts. I'm finding that there's so much more value in those to world of business. I'm not sure if you guys are finding this as well, but the world of business is chaotic right now. And it's in the space of, you can just sense the emotions that are going on in the vast majority of business owners. It's all around fear. It's all around lack. It's all around scarcity. It's all around frustration, right? It's now become sort of my mission and my calling to bring Taoism and more ancient wisdom to the world of business. Because I find since I started doing this, my business has started to skyrocket. And so, and you can feel that in you, right? You can feel it in you when you think about what are the three people? How can I find three people today to serve? What difference can I make? How can I help them in some way? That may be in terms of the form of getting on a call and doing this, but it could be, how can I help them in terms of just being the example of love, giving them some time, some energy, some effort. Doesn't necessarily have to be some charitable donation or anything like that, but you can definitely help someone and serve them by being present, by being loving, by being kind, right? When you focus on that, you can feel the difference within you. And very similar in terms of item number 2 is forgiveness. I've been doing some Mindvalley courses and things like that, and there's been a huge emphasis on forgiveness. Sometimes we often forget this, and it goes unconscious, where we're pissed off or frustrated about something, and we just think that's the way it is. But really, we need to really start forgiving other people, circumstances, events, and being in a space of forgiveness. Because being in a space of forgiveness is being in a space of love. Because you're not triggered by anything externally. The external circumstances are just triggering what's already in you, right? So to forgive is to forgive yourself. To forgive others is to forgive yourself, right? To forgive some events or circumstances is also to forgive yourself. You're just forgiving the side of you that thinks that should be different, right? So feel that. There's so many different things that I noticed that I was unconscious to, of parts of me that I needed to forgive. And so many things started shifting when I was doing that. Okay, so we've got plenty of people chatting. So Barbara says, I seem to be attracting more people who feel the same way that you do, which is cool. Awesome. Christy, I seem to be in a space of wanting to serve and helping more than ever. And more than ever, more the fear or worry. Yes, totally. I'm more thankful for that. Yeah, when you think, I'm thinking of the world of business or the world of your dharma, whatever it is you're pulled to do. You're pulled to make a difference anyway, right? That's who we are. Who and what we are is we're put here to serve. We're put here to make a difference. That's what we're called to do, right? So what else do we have here? Hold space. This is item number 3 that you might want to choose, is hold space for one emerging emotion. This is one of the biggest things that I do for all of you and for my clients. And that's what we do at the start of this call. It's notice the emotions that are emerging and hold the space for that. The emotions are coming up so they can come out. A lot of people don't realize that your fear, doubt, and worry and frustration, all the uncomfortable emotions are coming up so they can come out. They're coming up because they're ready to be released. They're coming up because they're ready to transcend. But what many people do is they avoid that emotion, or they resist it by thinking it's wrong, by thinking it needs to be fixed, by thinking they want to feel something different. And by doing that, you just push it down. But when you hold the space for it, when you allow yourself to physically feel it, when you feel it fully, when you hold the space for it to be there, that's when the emotion actually starts to transcend. You don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to transcend it. It will transcend in its own time, but you just have to hold the safe space for it, right? What's emerging is just a 5-year-old. It's an internal 5-year-old that has a particular belief. And the more you hold the space for it, the more you hold space for that 5-year-old, the more safety, the more the love you hold for that 5-year-old. And you actually unconsciously become the parent that that 5-year-old wished they had. So you hold the space for that 5-year-old. We've done this so many times on these calls. So if anyone is new to this sort of work, I'd be more than happy to send you some recordings. We do this time and time and time again every single week. And it's huge work to just hold the space for those emotions. And what emerges is just so much creativity and flow and alignment and clarity around your business, clarity around what you're here to do once you do that inner work. All right, Michelle, love the release. Had a volcano eruption this morning when I was released, when I realized how deeply this pattern is to rescue my dad. Awesome. Your personal transformation becomes exponential when you begin to move your awareness of what needs my attention to within. Yeah. So cool. So what's item number 4? Number 4 is a big one. Number 4 is a huge one. For those who are listening to my podcast, you know that I came up with the analogy of the jar, right? So we're all in a particular jar where we can't see the walls. So the jar is the acronym for judgments, for attachments, and resistance. So you find yourself, many people when they're stuck in ego, they're stuck not achieving what they want to achieve because they don't feel what they want to feel, and they're not living the quality life they want. It's because you're generally stuck in a jar, and you're stuck there because you can't see the walls, right? And those walls of the jar are made up of all your judgments, all your attachments, and all your resistance. So you can feel free to listen to the podcast episodes if you want to go diving deep to those in more detail. One thing I want to bring up is attachments to success. So obviously we know about resistance. Resistance is where we think something should be different, right? We think we're in resistance to life. We think life should be different. If only life was different, I would feel a different way, right? But where are we attached to the things we love, the things we enjoy as well, right? I was meditating. I meditated this morning for about an hour and a half, starting at 5 a.m. And I had this candle that my sister gave me. And it's getting very low. And in meditation, I was noticing this was getting low. I'm like, oh, that candle's going to go out soon. And I found myself thinking, oh, I hope I don't have to meditate tomorrow and I won't have my candle. And then I noticed the attachment. I, on a very minute level, was attached to the candle, right? I was like, oh, this is so good. I don't want it to leave. That's attachment, right? How about that for success? It's like when I have success, when you have success, when you have someone sign up to your coaching package, or you have someone buy your product, or you have, some external success, can you enjoy that without being attached to it? Can you feel just as much internal fulfillment without that success? With or without that success? Similar to how you enjoy a cloud. You can enjoy a cloud going by. You'd be like, oh man, that cloud looks awesome. But you're not attached to it, right? Because you can enjoy the cloud and still allow it to move on. Can you do that for the things in your life? Can you allow things to happen as they unfold? Can you allow things to come in and out of your life without you putting the judgments of if it's good or bad, right or wrong, should happen or shouldn't happen? So that's what fall's all about. It's huge. I would pick this out of all of them. I'd pick this every day. If you're looking to increase your level of awareness, I would do this every single day. Is notice where you have your judgments, your attachments, and your resistance. It'll just increase more and more your awareness. You'll start to notice more and more patterns, and you'll start to release more and more. Can you guys feel that? Start to notice where your ego is placing judgments on good or bad, on right or wrong, on placing, I want more of this and less of this, right? Huge. I'm excited about that one. 5 is a bit of a more business one, but I thought I'd put this in because it's a really, really cool piece. And that is to add 3 people to your business network. Because as you add 3 people to your business network, you can find more people to help, more people to serve, right? You can have your focus on adding value to them. So always increasing your business network is a really cool way to just expand how you serve and your focus. You're not adding them so that what you can get, right? And how you can collaborate on so that you can also benefit. How about you focus on serving without focusing on what you can get, and just enjoy the feeling of serving, right? On this call, I'm not here because of what I can get from you. I'm here. I'd say this almost every week now. I say this. I'm like, I would still be here if no one else was here, because this is what I love doing. I love serving this way. This just flows through me, right? It flows through me, and this is what I love talking about, and it's how I serve. And I just love it because it's how I serve. I love the feeling in here when it's flowing through me. And that's what you can do in your business. When you add people to your business network, you can just allow that to flow through you. And that can happen more and more in abundance when you become more and more aware of your patterns, when you allow more and more emotions to emerge and you hold space for them, right? When you forgive yourself, when you focus on serving. What do we have next? 6, feel gratitude. Gratitude for 3 things. This is a very classic one, but I thought I'd put it in there because a lot of the study that I've been doing, so much is around forgiveness and so much is around gratitude. And so I thought I'd add that in there just as a simple one because it's something we can forget. But if you can be grateful for what's in your life, you put yourself in alignment for more of that to come in, right? We all know this stuff. This is not groundbreaking, but it's something that is a fundamental that I wanted to remind myself of as well. And then 7 is the scariest one. 7 is take 1 action step towards your heart's calling, your heart's leap. The best thing is the more you start to pay attention to resolving your inner patterns, the more you hold space for these emotions, the more you become aware of your patterns around judgments, attachments, resistance, the more you'll actually start getting nudges from your heart that says, what if I just did this? And it'll feel really exciting, right? It'll feel like a pull, like, oh my God, this is what I'm meant to do next, right? It'll be very scary to your mind because your mind will freak out. It'll be a very big pull in terms of the excitement in your body and the alignment. And so that's a scary one. But taking action on those leaps, on those calls, is what's going to lead to everything else falling in alignment. Because if you resolve all these patterns and all these conflicts, but you don't take your scary leap, you don't follow your heart, you'll just be, you have to either, 1, live in pain, or 2, lower your level of consciousness. They're the options that I see. Because you can think about it this way. You resolve the conflicts within you, you start to be more and more aware of your patterns, and then you get your heart's nudge that says, I should do this. Oh my God, that would be awesome. And then if you don't do that, you're going to still live in your small limiting story, right? So you meditate, you do all this work so that you can feel how expansive you are. And then in that expansion, your heart says, this is your next step. And you don't take that step. You'll be living in your small story while realizing you're expansive. And that's why you feel so much pain, right? That's why you feel so much pain. But so you can either live in pain, or you have to lower your level of consciousness to meet your small story, to meet your small limiting story. That's why 7's so important. When you do have that calling, we do have that leap, make sure you take that leap. Doesn't matter how scary it is, you have to do it. You can feel it in here. You can feel your calling. You don't need me to tell you that. You can feel it. And yes, Barbara's got a Zoom call tomorrow as well, guys. If you want to jump on Barbara's Zoom call, it's all around getting your happy back. That's what Barbara's all about. So if you want, Barbara, feel free to add the link into the chat if you want, so people can jump on that call tomorrow. I'm more than happy to spread the love, spread some shares. That's awesome. So if you could type in the chat, which of the 3 have you done or will do today? So 1 is to find 3 people to serve. 2 is to forgive someone else or yourself for something. 3, hold space for an emerging emotion. 4, notice and release 1 jar pattern. Jar is the judgments, the attachments and resistance. 5 is to add 3 people to your business network. 6 is to feel gratitude for 3 things. And 7 is to take your heart's leap. Now, Diana says, my life is in the pain stage. That's awesome. That means I don't know if you listened to the last episode of the podcast, but pain is a very, very good awakening. So Ellie says 1, 2, and 4. Christy, 1, 6, and 7. Michelle, gratitude, find 3 people to serve, taking your heart's leap. Awesome. Dana, hold space, find 3 people to serve. Gratitude. Jennifer's just all of them. Feel free to do all of them. My mom says, I'll find 3 people to serve today. Awesome. Michelle, found 3 people to serve today. Forgiveness, gratitude. Great. Awesome. Barbara's got the link there. Cool. Awesome. So can you guys feel that? Now, I'm looking to co-create with you guys because you'll be doing this for 21 days with everyone, including myself. I do all of these any day, every day anyway, and that's why it's helped me so much. But I'm looking to co-create with you guys on how we can evolve this, what we can add. I was thinking of even adding one that's just like one that is your calling, or one that's resonates with you. So adding one, like spare one in there for you to, for the people to put it in themselves, and just do something like that. So something like that, and so I'm looking to co-create with you guys on what we can do, how we can help each other, and all those different things. Yeah, Barbara, I was going to say random acts of kindness. That's also a key point. I had number 2 as a random act of kindness, but I thought that's also how you can help find 3 people to help and serve, is a random act of kindness as well, right? Pay for someone's coffee behind you, or puts money in the in someone's parking meter, or pick up some rubbish or something like that. So that can also be added to 1. When you find 3 people to serve, find 2 people to serve, and then do 1 random act of kindness, for example. We could even have a big post of all the random acts of kindness that people have done. I do random acts of kindness all the time. I don't tell anyone about it. It's just for me. But it's really, it puts you in connection with who you really are, right? It puts you back on path with your soul, right? So that's something you can add to 1. You could do 3 random acts of kindness, or you could do something like that. But that's something I decided to add in on one. So thanks for reminding me of that. That's cool. But yeah, definitely let's get these ideas going in terms of what we can add. Then at the end of the 21 days, if we want to do it again, we can test and tweak. We can probably add some more people. We can, we can co-create in the group and see what we can do. So Barbara had a challenge to hug a stranger, and it was amazing. I wouldn't do it these days. People will probably freak out. But that's also a really cool one, is just send someone some love, right? Send someone a card, send someone a gift, give them a hug, give them a high five. So normally I create posts. Let's do a post right now, because what's going to be really cool is co-creating with you guys, and you can all share the support of what you're doing. I'm sure you can see if you do 3 things right now, and you have this gratitude, or you have this breakthrough, whatever it may be, and then you were to share that or help someone do something similar, it just increases it, right? So I'll create a post that's going to say, what are your 3 items? I'll create the post in the group, and then we can start to list the 3 things. 3 things that are calling to us. Maybe we've done that today. Maybe you can explain in more detail. Maybe you can explain random act of kindness or people you've served or something like that. Feel free to add some detail to it. Should I do the post with the background of the faces, of the smiley faces, or the love hearts? Wait, I'll give you 3 options: the love heart, the smiley face, or the flame. You guys can choose. We'll do a little bit of a poll. Looks like hearts at the go. So I'll put the post saying, what are the 3 items? What are your 3 items off the 21-day trek? That's posted. So in a minute, you guys will see the post. It will have love hearts. So what are your 3 items off the 21-day trek? I like it. And so feel free to type in there. So who's here? We've got Barbara, Diana, Illy, Jennifer, Christy, Michael, Michelle, Nikhil, Rachel, Summer, and we got Wendy. So it's been awesome to engage here. If you guys can, what will happen is when you comment on the post, you'll be able to see other people's comments. So you'll be able to see who's also participating in this call and in the group and things like that. So you can reach out and share, support, be part of the community, and really help in this way. Because when you share and when you help and when you do these sort of things, trust me, these insights will come in more abundance, right? The insights, the breakthroughs, the level of awareness, the things that come into your life will definitely come in more abundance when you're in a spot of not only having the breakthroughs yourself, but also having the pleasure to serve and to contribute and to make a difference through your insight. So for example, if you have an insight that says, oh my God, I'm attached to success and all this stuff, and then you release that pattern and then you share that story and someone else realizes that pattern and says, oh my God, you helped me here. Think about how much that just accelerates your internal feeling, right? heightens that level of success within yourself. So that's what this is all about. So jump into the group, right now, and feel free to share what your 3 items were. If you want to do all of them, do all of them, and share that. But it's going to be really cool. In the next 21 days, I'll be posting a few things to have more engagement for you guys and have more support. Maybe we can provide some accountability partners, all those different things. Nikhil's saying, what's the link to the group? So the group is Connect, Contribute, Collaborate. So jump on the Facebook group, Connect, Contribute, Collaborate, and find the post with the hearts. It'll be the top post that says, feel free to share your 3 items on the 21-day trek. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's not only released, but what also the insights you do have. Because trust me, when you build your business from a place of consciousness, I'm just seeing just acceleration with ideas and connections with people and things coming into my life, synchronicities and things like that are just happening once I started working on this stuff. It's been really, really cool. You don't have to meditate for 2 hours a day like me. You can simply just have more and more level of awareness, more and more levels of consciousness, and operate from a place of more of that. This is the Tao Te Ching. If anyone wants to, there's so many books that are translated, so many YouTube clips that have this. You can also look up Wayne Dyer's stuff as well. It's really cool to see. It's really interesting how opposite the wisdom of the ages, the wisdom of ancient history is opposite of what we're in right now. It is the opposite. I read this and it says inner peace. It's like not being attached to success. One of the in chapter I'll give you an example. In chapter 13, so there's 81 chapters in the Tao Te Ching. Chapter 13 says it gets you to sort of raise awareness as to your attachments to success. And it says success, I might read it. This is Stephen Mitchell's version. Listen to this and how opposite it is. Success is as dangerous as failure. Success is as dangerous as failure. It says, what does this mean that success is as dangerous as failure? Whether you go up the ladder or down it, your position is shaky. When you stand with your feet on the ground, you'll always be balanced. How crazy is that? It's saying when you're going up and down the ladder of success, no matter what you do, you'll always be shaky. Your position will always be shaky. But when you ground yourself, and the way I interpret this, when you ground yourself and you're in a space of you're fine no matter what, right? When you ground yourself and you realize that success is an illusion, no matter what it's doing, you'll always find inner peace. You'll always be grounded. You'll always remind yourself of who you really are. And it's from that place where success comes as a byproduct. It talks about the same thing in Hope and Fear. The same thing in Hope and Fear. I'll give you an example. Hope is as hollow as fear. This is what I read this morning after my meditation. It blew my mind. Hope is as hollow as fear. What does it mean that hope is as hollow as fear? Hope and fear are both phantoms that arise when thinking of the self. When we don't see ourselves as self, we have nothing to fear. Right? So when you're in the illusion that success is a thing, you're forgetting the truth that we are all one. Right? How big is that? And how opposite is that compared to what we're learning in modern day business? And you wonder why so many businesses fail, but also why people are so stressed and not living the quality of life they want, no matter how much they succeed or fail, because it's an illusion. And so I'm looking to bring more and more of this sort of wisdom into business and help business owners be more conscious so they can build from a place that's sustainable and where you can't not thrive, because you're not trying to attain success in order to feel enough. You're going and attaining success because it's a pull, it's your heart's calling. It's a very, very big difference, right? I'm doing these calls not because it's success or because it will lead to success. I'm doing these calls and growing this group because it feels like a pull. It feels like a calling. It feels like this is why I'm here. Right? It's a very big difference. I would be just as fulfilled if 2 people showed up compared to if 15 showed up, compared to if 500 showed up. I would be just internally fulfilled because this is me just doing me. It's my dharma. This is what I'm here for. This is my pull. Right? This is only able to come through me when I was able to release the patterns, hold space for the emotions, notice the awareness around my jar, all these different things. Right? Can you guys feel the difference between chasing success because you think success is going to help you feel enough, or it's going to help you feel peace, it's going to help you feel happy, compared to taking your heart's leap because that feels like a pull? Right? It feels like this is what I'm here to do. It feels like this is my dharma. Okay, Jennifer, can I offer that if we're ordering books online at the moment, please order from Booktopia? Awesome, that's what I use. The 16-year-old Australian-owned company. Not everyone here is Australian, but yeah, support Australian-owned company. I use Booktopia as well. Awesome. So yes, awesome guys. This has been a really cool call. I'll see you guys in the group. Definitely keep me posted, whether it's create your own posts, as many posts as you want in the group, sharing what it is you're doing, how it is you're doing it, what insights you've had, what you're looking to do next, any ideas. If you want to collaborate or partner with anyone, organize that accountability. I'm more than happy for that to happen as well. Nikhil, I'll post the replay on the YouTube channel, and I'll send you guys some links to that as well. So I'll definitely do that. I'll post the recording. I'll see you guys in the group. I'll see you on that post. And when you post on that, when you comment on that post that I put, you'll be able to see who's in this chat as well. So go to Connect, Contribute, Collaborate. Look at this post that has the hearts. It says, what were your 3 items off the 21-day trek? And let's get the ball rolling. Happy to co-create and collaborate with you guys as we move forward. But thanks so much, everyone, for taking the time. Great job on showing up. Great job on putting yourself first and looking inward rather than outward. Trust me, if you look inward, everything you want outward will just be a byproduct and will come with so much more abundance and so much more peace and so much more fulfillment. So thanks so much, guys. Hopefully this has been helpful. I'll send you some recordings of the replay. Cheers, guys.